in June, and I was actually on maternity leave at the time, and my head teacher rang me up. Cheryl, he says, I want you to apply for this programme. I've nominated you for this programme. He said, it's 2 years. He says, and you're the first name that I thought of when I was told about it. He said, I want you to apply. Oh, right, okay, well, what's it called? Teaching leaders. Right, okay then. What is it about? It's about middle managers, and that was it. That's all he told me. So I did what any other self-respecting educationist did, and I went and Googled teaching leaders, expecting to find information about a course that was going to make me run an outstanding department, or was going to just make sure that every student in my subject was going to get an A star to C. And just that's what I thought it was going to be about, the same old, same old. But what I actually found was, when looking at the mission statement and the aims of teaching leaders, it totally struck a chord with me because it fit in with everything that I believed. The first things that I read was that we wanted to improve the life chances of children in challenging schools. Then it went on to say life chances shouldn't be predetermined by class. Well, as a raging socialist, that really obviously got me. And then success should be driven by the quality of education and not social background. And I know myself, and I'm sure the same, if you're a teacher in a challenging school, you see all these bright kids whose aspirations are so low, or because of their social background or their families or whatever, they're not meeting their potential, and it's so frustrating, isn't it? And which is why we carry on working in the schools that we do, because these are the students that, you know, we really want to help and we feel passionate about. I was on maternity leave, obviously, at the time, so and I was still in my little maternity bubble, which basically consisted of how much sleep I could possibly get and the consistency of dirty nappies. So it got Tegan, one of the participant experience managers, to ring me up to talk to me about the course. So she rang me, and I'd had a look, and we had a little bit of chat about it, and I decided, yes, I wanted to have a go, see what it was like, find out about it. She said, right, okay. Well, she said, the only problem is the application form has to be in by next Friday. Well, this was the Friday before, and the day after I was hosting the 60th birthday party for my mother, and then on the Sunday we were going away on holiday for a week, and it had to be in on the Friday. So I thought, well, I'm just going to have to take my laptop on holiday with me, which I did. So we set off on holiday, and I'm thinking, I'm just going to spend half my holiday writing the application. It was 300-word essay-style questions. I was thinking, it's going to be great, isn't it? But what I thought was going to take me ages to do, I actually found I did really quickly, because the questions prompted me to think about my experiences and talk about my passions and my beliefs, and I actually got the application questions written in 2 hours, and it was done. I found it really, really easy. And Tegan was there. She was there for me to phone her anytime, which I did, and she really helped guide me through what I need to look at when I'm answering my questions. Not necessarily what they were looking for, but pointed me in the right direction with the information that I needed to pre-read beforehand. And she was really good. My application had been accepted, and I got through to the assessment centre. I'm thinking, what kind of course is this? There's an assessment centre, what's that all about? It's like, oh, we've got to pay for this. It's like, you don't just apply and then, you know, you're on it and you pay for it and you do it. No, you've got to go to an assessment centre. I had absolutely no idea what was coming. And I turned up here for the assessment centre, and it was an intense day, but it was really, really enjoyable. Every workshop that we did, especially a role play that you get to do, is really, really good. And then about 2 weeks later, I got a call from Tegan again saying, well done, you've been accepted on Teaching Leaders. And I was quite pleased with myself. I thought, oh, it's obviously this assessment centre, it's obviously not everybody gets on, that's quite good, that. I'm quite quietly proud of myself. And then I went back into school for a keeping in touch day, and the senior leadership were coming up and shaking my hand, congratulating me on being accepted on Teaching Leaders. Really, really well done, Cheryl, that's a real achievement. And I was taken aback really, because I didn't realise just what a good reputation teaching leaders and future leaders had. Because I think when you're at school, you're working, aren't you? And again, you're in a bubble, aren't you? And you're trying to get through every day and trying to get through all your deadlines and doing the best that you can. And it's difficult to lift your head above the parapet and see actually what's going on sometimes and know about these things. So obviously that made me feel even better. But then I started to worry a little bit about time, because like I say, I was on maternity leave at the time, so I've currently got a 10-month-old, but I've also got an 11-year-old who's Asperger's. So I was really worried about my work-life balance. I was really worried about the amount of work that I'd have to do at home as well. But because the programme is centred around the Improvement Initiative, which is obviously school-based, all the work that I do is in school. I don't do any work at home for teaching leaders. There's no assignments that I have to do. So actually it works out really well. There's 4 evening sessions per term, and one of mine is on a Saturday. You're on Saturday as well, isn't it? Yeah. But because every single session is so worthwhile, you come along to the sessions, and it's somebody who's inspirational, somebody who's been there, somebody who's an ex-head and an ex-Ofsted inspector giving you the new Ofsted guidelines and telling you how you could be using it. You come away, and then you have time in the sessions where you actually plan something to take back and help you with your Improvement Initiative. A single session's worthwhile, you get something out of it. And we're all used to going to insets and listening to somebody talk about the newest kind of buzz topic, and then going away and never talking about it again. But every single session's been really, really worthwhile. Teaching leaders really know you. When I went to Nottingham on the residential, Melanie knew. Well, everybody knew that I was still on maternity leave and I had a very young baby. I think at one point somebody borrowed my bag. No, taken my bag by mistake. I had organised to Skype home at lunchtime, and obviously my bag was missing. It was lunchtime, and somebody picked it up by mistake is what had happened. But I was in a real state, because all I wanted to do was see the baby and make sure the baby was okay. And the first thing Melanie did was, right, you can just use my laptop, it's fine, absolutely. You know, the teaching leaders can't do enough for you to help you, because they know that with the investment in you, the impact's going to come out on, obviously, through the students. And when I went to Nottingham, and obviously Angela will talk more about Nottingham, the thing that struck me, and the thing that made me realise that I was on the right programme, was because it's all about the kids. It's less about, it feels like it's less about us and more about them. Obviously, it's our skills that are being developed, but that's where the focus is, and that's why I think it's such a great programme. I would recommend to anybody to go on this course. Because now I know how to lead the team, I know where I want to go, and I know how I'm going to get there, and what we're going to do along the way, and how to bring my team on board. And it is a really, really worthwhile course, and I'm glad that I'm doing it.